Hey, Giants Nation. Today we're going to be talking about something that I have been thinking about since the end of the game on Sunday against the Bears. There is a loud outcry for a couple of reasons. One is tank for Trevor Lawrence, which I am wholeheartedly against. And after 2 games this year going 0-2, that Daniel Jones is a bust. And that's what I would like to explore today is the bust potential of Daniel Jones. Um, I think a lot of Giants fans are looking back at the Dave Brown days and saying, just can't get quarterbacks from Duke. Um, I don't think Daniel Jones is Dave Brown, though. He's much more athletic. Obviously, he can stretch the play with his legs. And in 2 games this year, he's rushed for just about 50 yards, I want to say. Maybe just under. Um, so he's got the legs to make it to extend the play, and he's done that. Um, Now let's explore some of the boneheaded plays that he had in the Steeler game. That 19 play drive ending in an interception you can't do. You can argue a couple of things. That Bud Dupree hit his arm when he was throwing it. He should have never been trying to force it into anybody. It was just too many people, and it just was going to end badly either way unless it was a miracle play. And you could have argued that Saquon, and it was a play for Saquon out of the backfield. Saquon ran the play instead of hitting Bud Dupree coming off the edge. Now, I argue there that if he would have done that, which he didn't, um, he would have been able to extend the play. Maybe only get a yard or two, but you're not turning the ball over, and you got to come away there with at least 3. You want 7, but points are points. So, yes, boneheaded mistake. And then the other interception in that game is just T.J. Watt made a phenomenal play. He came in like he was rushing and just popped up like a pop-a mole and grabbed the ball. That's just a good football play. So then you go to, he have any fumbles that game. He did have a fumble in the game against the Bears. And he had 1 interception. Now, if this was, I have said this for as long as I've been a Giants fan, that the pop-up interceptions are the worst thing ever. Eli Manning got absolutely killed with interceptions. He probably, I would venture to guess, if you take 20% of those interceptions away because they were popped up in the air because either they're getting deflected at the line, okay, you're going to do that. But when you have a wide receiver who's just bloop, bloop up in the air and it's a pick, um, they are the worst. The worst. You can't you can't justify that a quarterback is a bad quarterback by those awful bloop interceptions. And that's what that was. It was one of those interceptions where it hits off the hands, it hits off the chest, and it was a pick. Granted, the fumble wasn't great, um, but if you look throughout the years, quarterbacks fumble. There have been seasons where Tom Brady has fumbled 12, 13 times in a season. So it happens. Right now, he's got 1 with 3 interceptions. So he has 4 turnovers. Okay, so let's get into the skinny of it. Last year, he played 13 games. This game against the 49ers on Sunday will be his 16th game as a NFL quarterback. The he hasn't even he will finally be play a full season on Sunday. And granted, Richard Sherman's gone. You have Solomon Thomas. You have Bosa who are gone. It's just not the same. Fred Warner's still there. They still have Tart. They have some weapons. McKinnon on offense. This needs to be a game where he comes out and makes a name for himself. Um, you could say he did that against Tampa Bay, the first game he played last year, but that was just like the perfect storm where everything was coming together and everything was perfect. No, I'm not saying that DJ is the best quarterback right now, but to say that he is trash, um, he has made more good decisions than bad decisions. Devonta Freeman, in my opinion, is a very good thing for this Giants team. Nothing bad against Saquon, but you're gonna put 8 in the box with Saquon, and like the Steelers did, and the Steelers are the number one rush defense in the NFL as of week 2. So, was it all Saquon? Was it all the offensive line? The offensive line has Daniel Jones has had 2.5 seconds to throw when dropping back. That is the lowest amount in the NFL. They've got to do better. Saquon had 4 rushes for 28 yards before he got hurt. So it was that him making plays, or was the offense getting better? It's awful because without the preseason, without the mini camps, without everything, it's very difficult right now to say this Giants team is bad, because every press conference that you watch, the Logan Ryan who just came in, he's saying that they're working as hard as they can. Nobody's gonna outwork them. It's just about execution. Eventually, the execution and the work are going to coincide with each other, and I think we need to see not a playoff team. Whoever wants a playoff team out of this, I mean, it would be great, but we need to see 6-10, 7-9. They need to make a push at the end, because if they don't, you're going to see, if the Giants have a top 5 pick, people are going all over the Trevor Lawrence. Look at this quarterback. It's going to be tough though. Like, with hardly any college games being played, the draft is going to be difficult. So, I would hate to see that they have a top 5 pick, because I think it's just going to go to waste. I don't know. I think we need to give this team more time to mesh, the offensive line time to mesh. I think they'll all come together. Andrew Thomas with a stud. Hernandez, he needs to do better at guard. We have Nick Gates, who's just getting pushed around at center, which maybe there has to be something done there. Zeitler looked good game 2, and Cam Fleming is still a work in progress. I think at some point this year you will see Pert in there and giving him a chance to be that right tackle. But to just say that this team is awful, to say that Daniel Jones is a bust after not even playing 16 games. Sam Darnold's been in this league for 3 years now. The same amount of time that Saquon's been in the league. On a awful Jets team. I would say that the way the defense is, they looked phenomenal. They looked good game 1, not great, but they looked okay. Game 2, the Bears, they shut them down in the second half. We've got to get the team to mesh, and that's the quarterback. The quarterback is going to be the main focus now, and I think he can be our franchise quarterback going forward. We just got to give him time. So, Giants fans, just simmer down. For real. We've got to give this time, and 2 games in, to completely say that this team isn't going to make anything out of anything. Fine, maybe they won't. But if they win 6 or 7 games, it's better than they have, and it's something to look forward to. That's the quarterback, our left tackle, our center, our defense. There's so much to look forward to if we just give it time. Joe Judge, I think, has been doing a phenomenal job. We just got to give it time. So, that's just me spewing a bunch of information that I've had packed up in here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And everybody, thanks for watching.